It's Teratron!
Are you sick of Zerg pushing you around? Well, it's time to fight back with Terra-Tron. That's right, you heard me, I said Terra-Tron! Because you haven't been hit in the head until you've been punched by a starport. Hold on to your hats, because we are going to cover the history of Terra-Tron in Starcraft 2, a demo of his perfectly balanced firepower, a quick tutorial on how you can get your very own Terra-Tron in your game for free, and lastly as a finale, for the very first time ever on the internet, for our amusement, a battle of Terra-Tron versus Teratron. I can't wait, so let's jump in. First off, what you need to know is that Terra-Tron was created by Blizzard in 2009, originally as an April Fool's joke. That video is all over the internet. But in that video, the Terra-Tron can attack, and is really just for show. Blizzard claims the prerequisites to build a Terra-Tron are 2 barracks, 4 bunkers, 1 factory, 2 fusion cores, a planetary fortress, a ghost academy, a starport, and 4 supply depots. So if you ever scout your opponent and he's making 2 fusion cores, you know you're in a heap load of trouble. And you can actually see all those pieces in the Terra-Tron itself. Very cool. And from the original joke, you can see the Terra-Tron is an homage to Voltron, the original Gestalt robot. But for my childhood, I personally prefer Devastator and the Constructicons from Transformers. But hey, whatever floats your boat, we don't judge around here. Now the key takeaway point is this. Since Blizzard built this magnificent toy, even though it doesn't actually do anything, that still meant its component parts would be available in the famed Starcraft editor. And that meant it was inevitable that some brilliant dude was going to come along and make Terra-Tron a reality. And it happened. And now goofballs like me get to play around with Terra-Tron. So let's test out its abilities. Okay, so he has lasers that shoot out of his knees, and they destroy destructible debris faster than you can actually notice. He's got 3,000 health and an extra 750 in Protoss-style shields. I'm sure that violates an IRD trademark. But I doubt the Dominion has a high respect for intellectual property. But while I'm yakking, I'm also sending a huge wave of Zerglings at him. Terra-Tron's technically an air unit, so this isn't going to go so well. The default weapon doesn't actually have splash damage, but you'd never know it at the rate it annihilates everything. Oh, and since the default attack is based on the battlecruiser, the Terra-Tron can attack while moving. Okay, send in the clowns. I mean the roaches. Oh, one made it through. And since the Terran has no defense at home, I guess he's lost the game. Or not. But I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't we be sporting and actually put the Terra-Tron up against something that can actually shoot up so there could be a contest? Alright. How about some Hydras? Hey, they got the shields down to 400. Unfortunately, they regenerate at an insane rate. But we need something that can fly over those kneecaps of death. Bring on the mutas! Looks like the kneecaps of death shoot up. Just shield damage again, and that's evaporating quickly. Perhaps some Ultralisks with chitinous plating can take a punch. So the range on the base attack is not that great. But the damage output is pretty insane. So the last thing I want to try is Corruptors, the closest thing Zerg has to capital ships. And we're gonna use a lot of them. That was actually 42 corruptors, just in case there's any Douglas Adams fans out there. And just to make it more ridiculous, the Teratron can actually extend a cloaking field to allied units, similar to a mothership. Like the Teratron actually needs allies. But you can turn it on and off. At least the range is pretty tight. Thank goodness for small favors. And because he obviously needed more, the Terra-Tron can also blink. He's obviously got some Protoss juice in him. The range doesn't seem too impressive at first until you realize the cooldown's almost non-existent, which means you can put this bad boy on your opponent's doorstep in seconds if you want to. My favorite part though is that the icon for EMP is for blink, while the blink icon is for the shockwave. Oh, I did mention that he has a stunning attack that covers the entire battlefield, right? I couldn't help myself using it a couple of times earlier. I used it on the Ultras and on that one poor roach. Okay, that's enough. Okay, we got it. I got the idea. Sorry about that. Got a little excited. And once again, no risk of friendly fire. Teratron also comes with a free set of steak knives and a money-back guarantee. Time for the mega quick tutorial. Here's the easiest way to get yourself one of these bad boys that I know of. If this doesn't fill that aching void in your life, then I can't help you. Okay, so first off, you go into custom. Then for the subheading, you want to select melee. Then go ahead and pick any map. I've picked submarine just because it's pretty. And the key is then you want to hit create with mod instead of create lobby. Now there's a search box for the mod selection. Go ahead and type Omni, O-M-N-I. That should filter the results down to Omni mod. You give that a click and then you click create lobby. You can see the mod creators displaying a little bit of sarcastic wit, warning us that while this mod might be fun, the balance might not be entirely pristine. Then create your game like any other, adding as many buddies or AIs as you want. The only thing is you need to make sure that you get to be Terran. Okay, we're in the game, and the best way to remember this is your first goal is to get an armory. So grab that starting depot. Don't worry, we're gonna fast forward this. You'll be needing gas, but you can't go BR like you're used to, build refinery. Instead, you gotta do build automated refinery, BA. No SCVs required for our gas today. Now, we're still trying to get to that armory, so we're going to put down a barracks. And then when that's done, we're going to build ourselves a factory. We're going to need a boatload of resources, so don't be shy about expanding. That's going to be made a lot easier because you've got those automated refineries. Once that barracks is done, we start up the factory, and that's going to be the prerequisite to get in the armory. Come on, building SCV, time is money. Once we've got our armory done, that's when things get a little bit interesting. So I'm going to slow us back down here. Under the Build Advanced Structure option, the V key, you're going to want to build the Merc Compound. You'll probably recognize that from the Wings of Liberty campaign. How long has it been since you've been Jim Raynor? Now, once the Merc Compound completes, click on it, and inside there's going to be a bunch of options for stuff to build. The most interesting one of which is going to be the Merc Starport. You'll see it tucked away in the upper right-hand corner. The hotkey is M. 350 minerals, 200 gas. You'll see I've put tech reactors on the factory and barracks. No reason, just did it because I can. That's really the same reason why I'm also building an Odin out of the factory. I kind of wanted to see what it would look like in 4K. He's going to look pretty shrimpy next to Teratron, though. With the magic of fast forward, the Merc Starport is going to finish up. And when that happens, that's going to be the actual structure that lets you build the Teratron. Click on your Merc Starport to open it up. And the Teratron building option is hidden in this little blue icon. The giveaway is that the hotkey is the letter T. 2,500 minerals, 1,500 gas, and 12 supply. It's an outrageous steal. It does, though, have a 107-second build time, which is still pretty generous if you consider that Stim Pack is 100 seconds. I'm going to add the supply depots I should have prepared in advance. Rookies. And then we'll speed this up so you can see the grand entrance. This might have been dramatic if I hadn't been showing them all video long, but ladies and gentlemen, I give you Teratron! And that is how you build a Teratron. Now, one thing I did overlook earlier is the Teratron can also fire nukes, but they're really only for aesthetic purposes. The Terra-Tron does so much damage that pausing to fire a nuke really only slows them down. But for fun, you'd also want a Ghost Academy or one of those missile silos. But I feel like my good friend Nuki would be disappointed if I didn't at least try to demo this. So let's drop one on the Odin I made earlier. See, I knew there was a reason I made him. Be gentle, Terra-Tron. Be gentle. The Odin's actually pretty tough. But now it's time for a grand finale. I believe I promised you guys.
Terratron versus Teratron.
Alright, you two, listen up. I want a clean fight. No eye gouging, no sonic blasts. And keep that language clean. On 3. 3, 2, 1. Fight! Your winner is Teratron! You probably didn't see that one coming. Orange lost all his shields, it was down to 190. Anyways, I do cast regular games with Starcraft pros. If you see that versus symbol in a YouTube thumbnail, please check it out. And in the meantime, from my base to yours, Zugzwang out. To continue your Starcraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Or you can stimpack your Starcraft experience. Subscribe to Zugzwang Starcraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.